I was debating with myself about whether or not I wanted to make a video about this, but we're doing it now because I feel like I'm too much of a fan of this series for me to not say anything about it. Today, we're going to be watching the Fable trailer. Shout out to Playground, because not only did Playground give me my Fable trailer, which, you know, I talked about at the end of my last video, but I also am getting my Forza game set in Japan. So you know what? Thank you, Playground. Thank you for something. Let's go ahead and watch this trailer because I've been avoiding every single last thing related to Fable everywhere because I wanted to give my true initial reactions. So yeah. I've already watched half of this gameplay overview just because I started the video and I started recording on OBS and then OBS stopped recording. I have no idea why. So I've already seen half of this. I'm still gonna try and leave some reactions or something into it, but at least at the second half of the video you'll actually see my real reactions. So we'll go ahead and play this.
Playground's first open-world action RPG, and we couldn't be more proud to be carrying on the work of the legendary Lionhead Studios, the original creators of the franchise.
Rest in peace.
And although our game is a new beginning, I think what we're making is really faithful to the spirit of the classic Lionhead trilogy that we all love. At the heart of our game is a simple, recurring question. What does it mean to you to be a hero? Our game is about choices and their consequences. It's packed with action, drama, British humour, moral dilemmas, and quite a few chickens. All of this combines in a fairy tale which could only be Fable.
In classic Fable fashion, you begin the game as a child, growing up
as
in
you
the sleepy
should.
rural village of Briar Hill.
And then everything goes wrong.
In a moment of extreme danger, your heroic powers first emerge, and we discover that you are Albion's first hero in a generation. But not long afterwards, disaster strikes, and the people of your village, including your beloved grandma, are turned to stone by a mysterious stranger.
Like I said, everything goes
Suddenly
wrong.
alone in the world, you'll set off on an adventure which will change Albion forever.
Venturing out into the world is a huge moment because this is Albion like you've never seen it before. Idyllic rolling hills,
This game is so beautiful.
magical forests, bustling villages, sleepy hamlets, oversized vegetable patches, and stunning vistas.
And when I think of storybook fantasy,
And
this
because
is
our
what I
Albion is
think
truly
of.
open world, for the first time, you'll be able to explore this rich and detailed world seamlessly, with the freedom to go where you want from early in the game.
We can't wait to welcome you back to Albion's iconic capital city, Bowerstone. Home to Fairfax Castle, the old clock tower, and the legendary Heroes Guild.
It's a huge city, full of contrasts. Rich and poor, nobles and commoners, royalty and criminals. You'll spend plenty of time here during the game, as you discover the secrets of the Heroes Guild and its reclusive guildmaster, Humphrey the Golden.
In the north of Albion, you'll find mountains, craggy coastlines, spooky marshes, and the bleak, windswept city of Bloodstone. Here, you'll meet the leaders of two rival gangs, vying for power, and uncover the secrets of the sinister but extremely well-organized Cult of Shadows. Our Albion is beautiful, handcrafted,
No, it is beautiful.
and richly detailed.
They had to add that it was handcrafted.
In Albion, heroes are special, different. They're stronger than regular people. They're more skillful, more charismatic. More importantly, they're those rare humans who can harness and use magic in the world around them. They have the power to do what they want.
And so do you. In our game, we want you to play as the hero you want to be. And that starts with being able to choose how your hero character looks.
So, in Fable, you'll be able to pick from a range of different character heads and customize your clothing,
Character heads.
hair, skin tone, tattoos, and scars. So the hero you play represents you.
But as
Yeah,
well as
but-
your appearance, you can be the hero you want to be through the way you play, through the skills and abilities you learn, and through the weapons you use.
Just like the classic trilogy, heroes in our game fight with a combination of strength, skill, and will. Seamlessly blending melee and ranged weapons with magical abilities gives us style-weaving combat.
Yo,
you
kicking
to show off
chickens
your
always
personal
gets
playstyle
me, like.
against single opponents and large groups of enemies alike.
Yeah.
Melee is at the heart of our close quarters combat. You'll use light and heavy combos, often knocking enemies off balance and executing stylish finishers. Swap to your ranged weapon to bypass enemy guard and deal with troublesome flying enemies. And of course, you'll be able to unleash your powerful spells to both manipulate and devastate your opponents.
I used to use this all the time in Fable
We're
3.
excited to be bringing back
Literally
some
would just,
fan
like-
favorite adversaries for you to fight.
And then just start hitting everybody. Yeah.
Hobbs are back, as are Balverines, Colorful, and Trolls.
And we're adding brand new enemies too,
This
like
is
this fearsome cockatrice, a giant fire-breathing chicken. Each enemy family is different, with their own weaknesses to exploit and defenses to overcome. But with all the unique tools in your combat toolbox, how you defeat your enemies is up to you.
Wow. Yeah.
But there's more to being a hero in Albion than fighting, so much more. When we talk to people about their favorite memories of the original games, so many of their stories were about the stuff you can do when you weren't just being a hero. The normal, everyday stuff which happened when you interacted with the people of Albion.
For me, what I remember most vividly are the inhabitants of Albion and the things you can do with them or to them.
The crazy thing about the classic Fable games was that in the middle of a sprawling RPG was almost a complete other game where you could just mess around with the villages and townsfolk.
And we've built that same experience in the middle of our game too. Buying a house, getting a job, making some money.
Romancing a villager, getting married, having kids.
Fancy a date?
Perfect. You can get to know me better.
Buying another house. Buying every house in Albion. Buying every business in Albion. Getting rich.
Marrying a bunch more people, having a bunch more kids.
Now that, yeah, people
Probably
got
getting
real
divorced along the way
trifling
for good measure.
And
before.
this game within a game is unique to Fable. It's systemic, interconnected, and you see the ripple effects of the things you do everywhere you go.
And all of this revolves around the people who live in Albion, who we call the living population. There are more than 1,000 of them, and every single one is unique. Each of them has a name, a role, a daily routine, and their own personality. You could follow any one of them for a day and just watch them live their life.
They'll get up, go to work, spend some leisure time on hobbies, then go home to bed.
But what's even cooler is that you can talk to every single one of them in fully voiced conversations and interact with them in loads of different ways.
Oh, wow.
Maybe the job they go to is working for you because you hired them to work in one of your businesses.
Hey, you. Working hard? How can I help you, boss?
Maybe the bed they sleep in is in a house you own because you're the landlord.
Or maybe their bed is on the street because you evicted them.
All right.
Oh, it's you.
Not
Your
capitalism.
fault.
And all of the stuff you
You
do
evicted
affects
them.
what they think of you.
You're a legend.
Because everything you do builds your reputation.
Very impressive. Now that's an hero right there.
Morality has always been super
Okay, yeah, I was
important
just
to
about to
Fable.
ask, like, what does
That
morality
tension
look
between
like?
good and evil underpinned all of the original games. And morality is central to our game too. But we have a slightly different take on it.
Okay.
For us, morality isn't black and white. There are lots of grey areas. And importantly, morality is subjective. No two people see things exactly the same way. And that's how it works in our game too.
Everything you do earns you a reputation. And every person in Albion will have a different reaction to you as a result.
Hello
That,
there.
okay, that's unique.
Yeah, we get it. You're rich.
Not
They'll
the
remember
hater.
things you did directly to them. They'll love you or hate you for the choices you make. And they will always tell you why. Although, usually from a safe distance.
Our game will never judge you, but the people of Albion will, loudly.
imbecile.
Your reputation is created by the choices you make, and you are going to make a lot of them. Big choices, little choices, moral choices, and some choices that will actually change the landscape of Albion for the rest of your game. We call this idea, Your Choices Change the World. Let's give you an example.
Early in the game, you'll meet a character named Dave, an egotistical gardener in a rural village who discovers a magical growth formula. He accidentally turns himself into a giant and becomes a big problem. It'll be your job to deal with him, and ultimately it will be your choice whether to kill him or to spare him. If you kill him, his giant corpse will lie on the farmland just outside of town for the rest of the game.
And that is going to affect house prices. It will also affect what a lot of the villagers think about you.
Especially Dave's sister.
In Fable, the choices you make will define you. What does being a hero mean to you?
At Playground Games, we've built a pedigree for beautiful, immersive, open-world experiences. Yes, they've typically involved sports cars, but this is a passion project for all of us here. Every member of this team, which we've built from scratch, has two key things in common: a deep love for the franchise and a burning desire to bring it back. We're making this for Fable fans just like us, but also to introduce Fable to gamers who've never played the series before. It's been great to finally tell you a little about the game we're making. There'll be much more to share as we get closer to our launch. I'm excited to tell you today that Fable is coming to Xbox, PC, and PlayStation in autumn 2026.
Nice.
From all of us here, thanks for watching.
I'm gonna leave my thoughts. There's another gameplay teaser, but it's only 40 seconds long, so there's really just no reason for me to even mess with that. But first, I just have to talk about how beautiful the game is. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. Like I said, it's like looking at a storybook. Like, when I think of a storybook, that's what I think of. Honestly, I'm more of a sci-fi person. That's why Halo has always like resonated with me. Halo, Marvel, Star Wars, and the such. So when it comes to fantasy, it's very, very, very hard for me to get into it. And so the only two franchises that are based in fantasy that have really just kept me hooked is Zelda and Fable. So I'm just so happy that it's coming back. While they were talking, I think that Fable and like my love for Fable as a kid may be why I like latched onto Red Dead 2 a little bit, just from how it plays and how immersive it gets. If this plays the way that they've described it, and I want to make that very clear, if it plays the way that they described it, being able to interact with like people in Albion the way that they're saying you can, it feels like it's going to be as immersive as how Red Dead is. The only thing with Red Dead is like you can say hi or hello to people, but you can't really, like, you can't sit and have like full-blown conversations with people. You can just kind of have small interactions with them. A lot of the people are like programmed to do certain things. People have literally made videos where they follow like certain NPCs in RDR2 just to see like what they do during the day. And then also, you know, you have the honor system where your actions impact how the rest of the game goes. So it impacts the story for you, impacts how NPCs interact with you, and how the world reacts to you. So for instance, like, you have to pay full price for everything, but you'll get like better drops and stuff when you rob people or whatever. So when they were talking about the morality system, that's how the old morality system was. Like, you had good and evil. I can speak to Fable 3 because I played Fable 3 the most. Fable 3 came out on Games for Gold, and honestly, like, everyone went and got it because it was a free game. And so most people I know, you know, like most of my friends and stuff that I used to play games with, they've played Fable 3. They didn't really play the first two, so I'm just going to speak to that because that was the most recent entry. But that's how it was. It was good versus evil, and it wasn't as immersive as this, where literally everything you do impacts how people react to you. But for majority of your actions and stuff, like, they were like set actions. So for instance, like a certain cutscene would play and a situation would play out, and you had to choose the good option or the evil option, and then you would choose one, and then that would determine how people reacted to you or whatever. It also changed your character's appearance, because I remember, I don't know, like you had like this aura to you. I'm trying to remember. I'm getting so old, like it's hard to remember stuff now. But you had like an aura to you. So I remember like my Fable character, like I used a lot of like electrical like powers and stuff. So I remember she had like these white lines like crawling through her face or whatever. And I thought that's what it was, but maybe it was because she was good. I don't know. I remember like everything that had to do with you being evil, like all your stuff would be on fire. And I had a couple friends that did that. So there's that. I did see a couple conversations about the character customization. If I had to choose something to be disappointed about, it would be that. It's just the simple fact that, you know, they kind of had like pre-made characters. At least that's what I got from the video. Is they have pre-made characters, and then you can change the skin tone, add tattoos and stuff like how you usually do. I just wish it was a full-blown character creator. Like you could actually fully customize the character to make them look a certain in the same breath. Maybe they use that time, energy, and the resources to work on other things, so I'm gonna give them that. But I did see that a couple people were upset about that. As someone who's part of an underrepresented group, I've never had a good relationship with character customization, if I'm being honest. Like I'm just always prepared for a game to let me down, so I literally just have no expectations for them. Did not see an option in the trailer for me to choose. But from looking at how the diversity of the NPCs, I'm not going to write it off. We'll have to see when the game comes out. So I'm not saying that I'm not complaining, because I don't want people to say, oh my god, you're complaining about something the game doesn't come about. No, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that we'll see. That's all, that's all I can say is we'll see. That's like a small thing though. Like I'm still gonna play the game and enjoy it. It's just character customization has always been like a very sore spot for me and people who look like me. It is what it is. We'll see what that looks like. In terms of the world, absolutely beautiful. I love Bowerstone, like how it looks. And honestly, when I was watching it, the 11 times I had to watch it because OBS didn't want to record, my mind just got shot back to being in middle school again, playing Fable 3 and just roaming through Bowerstone and like buying up different homes and like finding you know, a spouse and stuff. It looks very, very good. It literally looks it looks the same to me. Like you can tell that's Bowerstone. It's just updated and more detailed, but it looks absolutely beautiful. The giant chicken. Like I sometimes I have like the dumbest sense of humor, and like dumb things like that make me laugh, and like that immediately got me. I don't know why. Like I don't know why, but I'm gonna enjoy fighting that giant chicken. I guess the next thing I could touch on is combat. So they said that they're doing something called style weaving combat, where you can seamlessly transition between the 3 combat styles, which is melee, ranged, and magic. Yeah. I'm very, very happy about that. The combat system before felt very, very archaic to me. That's not me trying to, like, you know, drag Lionhead Studios or anything. It's just, it was a sign of the times. Like, we're talking about games that came out in the 2000s. It was just a sign of the times. That was the best they could do. So, but I'm very, very glad that they're updating that, because I think I went back a couple years ago to play Fable 2, and I was like, this combat stuff, man. You know, because nowadays it's like you can easily transition between different combat styles or whatever by simply, like, you know, using a weapons wheel or something. So I'm super glad with that. It was nice to see different spells and stuff that I used to use when I was younger, like to see them come back, and they look very good. I don't have a lot of complaints. I'm usually not that person. Like I usually don't have a lot of stuff to complain about unless I have something to complain about. I don't have a lot of complaints. I'm actually super excited. I think it's also because I've waited for so long. Like I'm just ready to play it and then form an opinion on it. But I'm super excited. I was just talking to my friend about this, and we were talking about like Playground doing Forza and doing this now. I don't know. I've always enjoyed Forza. Honestly, like I feel like Fable and Forza are just kind of staples on Xbox, and if you're an Xbox player, like dabbled in either one, you know, just to kill time at one point. Or I don't know, Fable's not really a kill time game. That's a I'm gonna spend a lot of time in this world and immerse myself type of game. I'm excited for what Playground is putting out. Honestly, like my relationship with games right now is very interesting because I have such a short list of games that I'm excited about, and that's just me being real. I don't want to play like anything live service right now, and I'm not a competitive player at all. Like I'm very casual and very chill, like you know we've seen on this channel before. And so I would say like my list of games for this year upcoming, where it's like games that I would buy and not rely on Game Pass for, is very very short, and Fable is definitely one of them. I'm a huge Forza Horizon fan, and the fact that it is coming to Japan, like everyone has always wanted, is just I can't help but be excited for that. GTA 6. And then I would say, aside from just like AAA games, you know, indie games I'll always be buying. Like I'm always buying that. Even for Nintendo, like I have a very short list of games I'm looking forward to, and it's quite literally only Tamagotchi Life and then whatever the next Zelda is. Like I'm not really out here waiting for anything else to really come. Just me complaining at the end of my last video about wanting Fable, like I mean that because I've been feeling that for a while. Like I haven't had a lot of games that I've seen that I've been super excited to play since I started playing Red Dead. Sometimes I like to sit and think like, okay, one of these different games coming out, like when can I expect them? So it looks like this summer I'll be playing Forza, you know, just to kill time, and probably, you know, whatever GTA game I'm on this channel. And then of course I also talked about playing Fallout New Vegas, because I've never played it. That'll be happening. Yeah, once the fall comes, like that's when the ball starts rolling, because this comes out in the fall, and then GTA 6 comes out in the fall, and Tamagotchi Life comes out next year. So at least that's something to look forward to next year. But yeah, it's a very short list of games where it's like, okay, I need to play this now and I need to do this now. And then indie games, of course, like I'm gonna find an indie game and play it, and you know, then find another one. Like those are kind of like the extra games that I play. But yeah, in terms of this, like going back to Fable, this looks really good, and yeah, we'll see. I don't have a lot of thoughts. Yeah. In terms of like personal stuff, man, the new year came and now it's the 29th. My friend said this earlier. She was like, why does this month feel like it's 12 years long? And I feel that wholeheartedly. Like I don't understand. I feel like every time I hop on here to make a video, a whole bunch of changes and things keep happening in my life, and I hop on here, I'm like, yeah, so this happened and that happened, and I like don't know how to feel. And that's literally how I feel right now. Lots of transition going on. I took up a new hobby. I don't really want to talk about it yet. A lot of friends and stuff that I have, they know what the new hobby is, but I've taken on a new hobby. I think it's one of those my frontal lobe is developed type of things, and I've always wanted to do this, and so now I'm doing it. And I think it'll also help with me and doing content creation and stuff, because it's one of those things where you have no choice but to come out of your shell, because it relies on your persona and you know, being able to, you know, articulate your words, and it relies on you yourself. You know, it's really like the Connect commercial. You're the controller. But that's what it's like. I was talking to my therapist the other day, and she said something that like really resonated with me that I guess I could share. But she's like, if this year is going to be anything for you, let this be the year that you sow the seeds for things that grow next year. That's the type of time that I'm on. That's why I like hopped on today. I was like, let me just record this video. It was in the back of my mind, and I'm like, let me watch the Fable trailer and let me record it and see how I react to it, and you know, leave my thoughts and stuff, because I sat there for like how long in my last video complaining about how we haven't heard about it. And the funny thing is that I cut down my videos, so whatever I was complaining about at the end of my last video was like a small fraction of everything I was complaining about. Because I think I was sitting there for like 20 minutes after my last video complaining. Yeah, I never know how to exit a video, I swear. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and I'll catch you next time.